Well, it is just the perfect time of year for a trip to the Carolinas, and that's where we find ourselves at Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Carolina Panthers. And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. First carry now for the former Badger, Jonathan Taylor. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Got a man, it's Ross, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That's a third down conversion to 24 yards there. Nice play.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
First and 10, Taylor now. He'll get only a couple down to the 44. Good job there keeping him to a short gain. Of course, he's coming off a really terrific performance. Reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
And I know people get caught up in what you're the reigning Defensive Player of the Week. You must have made a bunch of spectacular plays. Like you mixed in a few of those, but most of the plays are just like we saw there. Keep them to short gains, make the fundamental tackle. After that throw, and it was definitely one that he would love to have back, I wonder what's going through his head. I wonder what kind of mind game he's playing with himself to get himself back on track. Because a lot of guys, that's what they do. They have little triggers that when the mechanics are off or if they make a bad throw, that they go to that.
Touchdown, Carolina! Mecole Hardman. His 19th touchdown now on the season. And the Panthers are going to take a first-quarter lead. Well, that's how they envisioned it, get the football to start the game and score.
And I don't know if that was scripted, was it an audible, or was it just a play call that they had in their pocket? No matter what, they had the right call on against the right defense, and they end up in the end zone.
Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line, so bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision, loses him about 4 yards. Carry for Derrick Henry. Fights loose. Derrick Henry all alone. The 20, 10, and he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Derrick Henry, 79 yards. And the Buccaneers are an extra point away from tying up this football game. Extra point splits the uprights, and we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Panthers take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. Good drive last time. Really effective passing the football. Do you maybe mix it up, now go to the ground game? And he fires one that's intercepted. Jeremy Chin picks it off. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. Well, when you start thinking of guys that are in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, I think you use him as Exhibit A. Maybe he's not the leading guy right now, but he's at least on the periphery and deserves to be in the discussion.
And because of that, he's looking at a game today where in order to make that big move and maybe become the guy, he needs multiple takeaways, multiple big plays, things that get our attention and reverberate for weeks to come.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
2nd and 9.
Draw play. This is Henry. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
And it's 3rd down.
From the gun, it's Garoppolo. Strong coverage by Carolina. And on we go to 4th down.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. I have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason.
Cut! He's coming! Double up! He's coming! Double up!
They'll run with Taylor to begin the drive. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. 2nd and 8 coming up. Here Jones gets it out quickly, complete. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. Now another timeout called for by the offense. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. And the box with an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down. From the gun, Jones. That's complete. It's Devin Duvernay. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Give him 18. It's a Carolina first down. Off the play fake. Jones. Wide open receiver complete. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. 23 yards, the final tally. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. And he was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. Flush to his right. He's going to fire one, corner of the end zone. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So he was past the line of scrimmage when he threw it.
And as they say, that's a no-no. Got to be able to understand where you are on the field and not cross the line before throwing the ball downfield.
Maybe worse than the loss of yardage, they also lose the down. So now it's 3rd and long. Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
So 4th and 15, but the offense is staying out there to go for it. Throwing Jones. Escaping the pressure right. Airs it out toward the corner of the end zone. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. Though certainly not the way that they were hoping that possession would end, failing to convert on 4th.
And now they've got to make sure that they keep their poise, they keep their confidence. Just because it didn't work once doesn't mean if they get that same situation later that they shouldn't go.
Oh, he just needed to throw it away, but instead out of bounds he goes, and that's a sack.
He's out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage.
10-7 our score after 1 right here on EA Sports.
Buccaneers 10, Panthers 7.
On 2nd down, it's Henry. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long.
Brought down at the 30-yard line. It's a gain of a yard.
A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. And that will be incomplete.
Well, they came up with points in their first 2 possessions, but it looks like they'll come up empty here on their 3rd drive. The defense finally starting to get locked into them a little bit. Might have to go a little bit deeper into their playbook on their next possession.
This is taken at about the 14. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to get a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say maybe makes that offense feel good, but when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Jones eluding the pressure right. Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. He rifles one that's intercepted. Jeremy Chin picks it off. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line.
Let's go. Okay, it's real simple to say from here, but we know that sometimes as a quarterback, you've got to know when to say when and just throw it away. Flushed out to the right, tries to make something out of nothing here, and he winds up floating one downfield that gets intercepted.
Under 10, 10. Yeah, 65.
A first down carry for Henry. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
25-yard line.
Flushed out, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Khalil Mack, what a season he continues to have. His 15th sack of the campaign.
Third down.
On third and long, it's Garoppolo. Strong coverage by Carolina, and on we go to 4th down. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
53-yard attempt.
And this one is right down the middle. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. The bottom line, tremendous starting field position, really squandered there as they wind up going backwards and then come up with just 3.
Well, getting the 3 turned out to be important. I can imagine the head coach when he ordered the field goal. Please salvage something out of this drive. That was not fun to watch.
The Panthers take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Tackle there by Leighton Vander Esch. On 2nd and 9, Jones. That's taken in by Duvernay. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes. The Panthers on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Off-play action. Jones taking a deep shot here for Hardman. It's caught at the 10. Touchdown, Carolina. Nicole Hardman with touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Panthers have tied this game up. They can take the lead with the extra point.
His kick.
And he puts it through.
Makes the score Panthers 14. Buccaneers 13.
Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Bucs take over 1st and 10 at their own 25.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. On 1st down, Henry. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
Garoppolo again here on 2nd and 10. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
When you run in the slant, timing is everything. And against that man coverage, there was no space available. An incompletion as a result.
On 3rd down, Henry. And he'll be taken down well before the first at about the 36-yard line. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll bring up a 4th down.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. And with that, they'll take a 2-point lead here in quarter number 2. That'll be taken about a yard deep, and it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return.
25-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Open man is Duvernay. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Operating from the gun, Jones. Flush to his right. On the run, he'll let it go deep, right sideline. Oh, Jones has just thrown his 3rd interception. Picked by Trayvon Mullen. That late in the clock, 2nd quarter, why not just run it a time or 2 and get it into the locker room?
What you're saying makes absolutely perfect sense. Run it and get out of there. But I'm just wondering if the pressure of today's NFL and the high-powered offenses that you're facing may force them into saying,
Wow.
Double coverage, and it's intercepted. It's Devin Bush, the linebacker, who picks it.
Certainly feels like the classic second guess, but let's be honest about it. They had a chance going to halftime with the lead. Why did they take a chance with a throw there? I don't understand that.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. And now this defense has to try to protect that lead going into the locker room. Jones will sneak it. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. Now the Panthers going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout, as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. They're going to run this with a tight end. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. Just a gain of a yard in what all likelihood will be the final play of the 1st half. So we have reached halftime here in a tight 2-point contest. As we get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. The Bucs with a lead, and they'll get the football first as the 2nd half is underway. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone, and we will not see a return to start the half, as this will be a touchback. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. We have not seen much on offense from either side. These last few drives, it has been a struggle, hasn't it?
Totally, and you're thinking to yourself right now, if you're on offense trying to get things figured out, okay, we self-scout every week on our game plan. How many things do we do at certain times? What are our tendencies? Time to go to some of those tendency breakers and try and create some offense.
They always have those in their back pocket, don't they?
You have to, and if you don't keep abreast of what you're doing, you lock into a rhythm and make it easy for the opposition.
Looking for tendency breakers right now. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
3rd down.
They set up the screen for Henry. And they're going to get him down well short of the 1st, as he can only get this to the 30. That's going to bring up 4th down, only a gain of 2 there.
They dialed up the screen pass on 3rd down, and for a second it looked like it was all going to come together, and they had a chance to pick up a 1st down, but the defense got there and finished it off.
And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line.
First and 10.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. Jones now operating from the gun. That's complete to Jonathan Taylor out of the backfield. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. On the counter, it's Taylor. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 12-yard line.
Ball carrier, Leighton Vander Esch on the tackle. It's a loss of 1. Brings up 3rd and 3.
Here's Jones from the gun on 3rd down. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he is going to have the Panthers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Give him 15 there, and the Panthers have a first down.
7-yard line.
From the gun, Jones. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Anthony Brown. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
Carry now for Derrick Henry. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6.
Henry, the ball carrier.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. No, but a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
Down by Micah Hyde. A gain of 13 yards. And a Buccaneer first down.
They'll run on first down. It's Henry. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage.
Brought down right at the
Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
2nd and 10. At the 12.
Now they'll throw with Garoppolo. Oh, it's a screen pass. It's complete. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. Only a yard there. Sniffed out well defensively, and it brings up 3rd.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed. But all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
On 3rd down, Henry. And he'll be brought down well short of the first at about the 9-yard line. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game. And while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
And he tugged this one badly. It's no good. Wide left. And we're back now in Charlotte. It's been a good one so far. Just a 2-point game here as we get set for quarter number 4. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. Well, they didn't fall behind any further thanks to that missed field goal, but still staring at this 4th quarter deficit. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense was pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game, and all that pregame wolfing has turned into results.
Got some room at the 30.
Really?
Touchdown, Carolina! Jonathan Taylor, his 21st touchdown of the season. And the Panthers are going to jump back in front. What an excellent run, and from the beginning, the defense just looked a little fooled, a little out of position.
A little bit frozen, too, because when you hand the ball inside, you lose sight of it oftentimes as a defender, and your eyes naturally gravitate to the quarterback. And before they realized it, he was off and running through the thick of the line while the quarterback faked it and carried it outside.
At the 25-yard line, the Bucs take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And now they'll look to answer working from behind. And remember, this offense has sputtered yet to score here in the second half. They'll need to change that here. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
2nd and 12 at the 23-yard line.
On 2nd and 12, Garoppolo. He's letting it fly and that's caught inside the 35. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Brandon Cooks. 77 yards. And the Buccaneers have once again taken the lead. Rodrigo Blankenship on for the PAT. And the lead is now 2.
His kick is good. Makes the score Buccaneers 23, Panthers 21.
So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the fourth quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one. Terrific running there to start the drive as that's going to go for 15 and a quick first down as well. I tell you, they didn't give it to him much for the first 3 quarters, but when they have, he's been efficient. Maybe they ride him more here down the stretch.
Hey, I'm not sure it was actually in the game plan for him to have as few carries as he has, but it might play out really well for them now. As you noted, if they want to ride him down the stretch, he should have fresh legs.
Give him 10 there, good enough for a Panther first down.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch victory.
On first down, Taylor. They had 2 straight first downs, now a gain of 9 to set up 2nd and 1.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
The last run got 9. That leaves them with 2nd and a yard. They give to Taylor out of the gun. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
2nd and 1, if people want to run the football, this is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
38-yard line.
2 minutes remain, and that's our score differential as well. 2 points here in the fourth quarter. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. Well, we had a number of good games in the afternoon sessions, but this Sunday nighter might top them all. We come up here on 1st and 10. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
It's a loss of 2. Brings up 2nd and 12.
From the gun, it's Taylor.
40-yard line.
And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a 3rd down and 12.
3rd and 12.
Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Back to throw. Got a man open. It's Ross. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the first at the 32. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They'll look to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a first down. Well, they did the part they had to do. Quick throw got the first down.
But that doesn't allow them to relax. They still have plenty of work to do.
They'll run on first down. It's Taylor. And a couple of yards as they move it from the 21 to the 19. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. 2nd and 8 coming from the 19. They run once more with Taylor. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the first down marker, and now it's 3rd down. Now Jones. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. Now here's a timeout as they will indeed call it with 5 seconds to go and a chance with a field goal to win the game. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. So it all comes down to the right foot of Graham Gano. His first attempt of the night here, and it's a big one. It's for the win. And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through. And it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds. And you know, in an era of cost-cutting and maximizing your roster, this is a club that does not skimp on special teams, and in these situations, it pays dividends.
And that's great vision by the organization. When the difference between winning or losing depends on who you have kicking the ball, would you rather have a street free agent out there or a solid pro like this?